we literally were like, yeah, people are just smoking out of USB drives now. It's kind of crazy. And and now I still, you walk in a store and you're like, what is that smell? And then you'll be like, oh, yeah. That's somebody's vaping.
It's like the smell or the huge cloud.
Right.
The thick white cloud.
Exactly.
Like, oh, okay.
Exactly. Now we got a clip for you. But before we get into that clip,
I got a question.
And that clip is vaping the new crack epidemic? Is it? I'm not sure about that, but you might have a difference of opinion. So think about that as we watch this clip.
Who got y'all hooked on these vapes? Why everybody got a vape? Child, this feel like the 80s when everybody was on crack, child. Y'all be going through the airport tweaking out because you can't vape, child. What's going on?
Hold up.
Tweaking out.
Now, there is some people, and I think you told me a story about a friend that you have that literally may have to take breaks or something. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I had friends and coworkers that would vape, and like technically we're not supposed to vape like, inside the building.
Right.
But they would keep it in their pocket and like hide it and then like take a quick, quick hit. I don't know.
Just like...
Yeah,
I gotta get this hit.
Yeah, they would like take like 2 or 3 puffs and then like put it back in their pocket and go back to doing what they were doing. So yeah, and one of them, he was like, yeah, I had to take a break because I was getting a little addicted, and I was like, we probably shouldn't go back to it.
Oh yeah, that's a hold up and a half. It's kind of crazy because at first when I started seeing all these vapes, they were like, no, it's harmless. It's just water, basically.
Yeah.
Like flavored water that you're inhaling. And then when you get to learn more, you're like, oh no, this is basically an e-cigarette, essentially.
Yeah.
And so people are like, it doesn't harm you. It's, not bad for you. And then, just like anything else, studies start coming out and newsflash, it's harmful for you. It's not good. And a lot of them have nicotine. And so people will use it as a replacement for cigarettes, but it's not really a replacement for cigarettes at all.
And also, it's just like filled with a bunch of chemicals. Like it's just a chemical little juice thing.
Exactly.
Inhaling chemicals inside your body.
Right.
And it be the kids in the comments for me trying to figure out how they could get their vape through without their parents noticing. Y'all don't remember Dare?
They don't have Dare anymore. I'm pretty sure they don't even have like the drug classes that we took.
Drug alcohol awareness. Something. Yeah, I think they took that out of school. But yeah, those were some interesting classes. They were trying to scare you straight, if you will. But I think the reason that they don't is because of some more recent studies that say that that is not as effective as teaching kids in another way.
What's the other way?
I don't know. I mean, it's the same with like sex ed.
Yeah,
That's why sex ed isn't as prominent in class, or like they won't show like the STD pictures and all that, because they're basically saying that, and I don't know the studies, I'd have to do more research, but there's effectively another way that's better, and so those classes weren't as helpful as they were made out to be. But I'm not sure of all the research on that. But we do have an article that we want to discuss here. And the article is by Johns Hopkins. It's 5 vaping facts you need to know. It says, if you have thought about trying to kick a smoking habit, you're not alone. Nearly 7 out of 10 smokers say they want to stop. Quitting smoking is one of the best things you can do for your overall health. Smoking harms nearly every organ in the body, including your heart. Dang, I did not know that. Oh no, it ain't so.
You didn't?
I didn't know that.
Huh.
I mean, I knew it messed you up and everything, and like definitely messed your lungs up, but I didn't know it harmed all the other stuff.
Well, I feel like since it's like a toxin that goes through your bloodstream.
Right. I mean, you're literally inhaling smoke. So it's like your house is on fire and you're inhaling all of that. I would imagine that's not good for you. Mm-hmm. But now you're voluntarily choosing because you're getting a hit of nicotine every now and then, and that's getting you buzzed.
Yeah.
So, nearly 1/3 of deaths from heart disease are a result of smoking and secondhand smoke. So you got to watch your kids around this stuff too, because they can get secondhand smoke if you're a smoker, and they are in danger as well. You might be tempted to turn to e-cigarettes, like vape pens and other non-disposable or disposable vaping devices as a way to ease the transition from traditional cigarettes to not smoking at all. But is smoking e-cigarettes, also called vaping, better for you than using tobacco products? And e-cigarettes help you stop smoking once and for all. And it shows like the doctor that's, kind of doing the research at Johns Hopkins. So let's go over these. I'm not going to read everything, but I just want to hit the 5 things. So vaping is less harmful than smoking, but it's still not safe. So e-cigarettes heat nicotine, extracting from tobacco, flavoring the other chemicals to create an aerosol that you inhale.
That's
Jeez,
crazy.
That sounds crazy to me.
Yeah.
Regular tobacco cigarettes contain 7,000 chemicals, many of which are toxic, and you're voluntarily choosing to put that in your body?
Yeah, it's like when you put it that way, it's like, ooh.
Yeah, that is like so while we don't know while we don't know exactly what chemicals are in e-cigarettes, that's concerning, Blaha, which is the doctor that's doing the research, that's what it says. That's probably not how you pronounce that person's name, but that's what it looks like. Dr. B, there's almost no doubt that vaping exposes you to fewer toxic chemicals than smoking traditional cigarettes. However, there has been an outbreak of lung injuries and death associated with vaping. In February 2020, the CDC confirmed 2,807 cases of e-cigarette or vaping use associated with lung injury and 68 deaths attributed to the condition. So that's kind of crazy. On to number 2, research suggests vaping is bad for you, for your heart and lungs. So nicotine is a primary agent in regular cigarettes and e-cigarettes. And that's generally what people are addicted to in the tobacco products. And it's highly addictive. There you go. It causes you to crave a smoke and suffer withdrawal symptoms if you ignore the craving. Nicotine is a toxic substance. It raises your blood sugar and spikes your adrenaline, which increases your heart rate and the likelihood of having a heart attack. And that's probably not really good for your health, because we do a lot of research and watch a lot of videos surrounding like eating habits, and every time you eat, like your insulin spikes.
Yeah.
And like raises like your blood sugar, and that's why people can develop type 2 diabetes over time, especially if you're not eating good foods that are good for your body. And imagine smoking these toxins, but also spiking your insulin as well.
Yeah.
It's like a double whammy.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
Yeah. So is vaping bad for you? There are many unknowns about vaping, including what chemicals make up the vapor and how they affect physical health over long-term health. This kind of sounds like when cigarettes first began to be popular around like World War II, where it was like a recreational thing.
Yeah.
Let me get my mind off of it. And people they didn't necessarily understand the health ramifications of it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you had an intuitive sense that, hey, probably shouldn't be inhaling smoke, but I mean, country was at war, guys were at war. This is a good way to get their mind off of things.
Yeah,
but then
make them feel good too.
Right, yeah, you get a little buzz, but then once you come home, war is over, and you start studying this, you're like, no, this is phenomenally harmful
This is terrible.
in every way. Like, it's not good at all, other than maybe like the little buzz I get. But is that buzz really worth it? Is this habit really worth it? And so let's go into 3. It says electronic cigarettes are just as addictive as traditional ones. Both e-cigarettes and regular cigarettes contain nicotine, which research suggests may be as addictive as heroin and crack cocaine. Dang, that's crazy. What's worse, says B, many e-cigarettes users get even more nicotine than they would from a combustible tobacco product. Because, I mean, tobacco products, it's finite. So, like, the exact nicotine amount in
Yeah.
each one, and you smoke it, and that's it. But with these vapes, it's kind of like, oh, I can just keep refilling, I can keep doing this, and sometimes different products may have more than the other. And like they said, they don't even know all the chemicals that you're even inhaling.
Yeah, it's
So,
like all the other extra chemicals for me. I don't know. It's like, what are the other chemicals in there?
yeah, exactly. And I know a lot of guys, specifically on my softball team, I mean, they smoke, a lot of them smoke cigarettes, but a lot of them do the vaping as well. And it's kind of like, oh, this is a very interesting habit you guys got here. You know, I mean, I'm not going to, you can do whatever you want,
Yeah.
but people just need to at least understand the consequences of their actions, whether they are good or bad. So number 4, electronic cigarettes aren't the best smoking cessation tool. Although they've been prompted as an aid to help you quit smoking, e-cigarettes have not received, I was making sure it was on me, Food and Drug Administration approval, so FDA, as smoking cessation devices. So basically, a lot of people will try to wane themselves off of like cigarettes and nicotine to, but they need something that's going to satiate them, that's going to quench their thirst, if you will. But the FDA is like, nah, like we're not even approving this to act in this way. Like this isn't the purposes of, what electronic cigarettes can do. If anything, it does the opposite. It makes you just
Tweak.
Yeah, tweak.
Like the guy said in the
yeah,
video.
like the guy said in the video, it just makes you tweak because you get this unsatiable thirst to, keep hitting it because you keep getting high off of the, whatever chemicals we don't even know yet. It's kind of crazy. So let's round it off with number 5 really quick. Among youth, a new generation is getting hooked on nicotine. Dang. Among youth, e-cigarettes, especially the disposable kind, are more popular than any traditional tobacco product. According to 2021 National Youth Tobacco Survey, more than 2 million U.S. middle and high school students reported using e-cigarettes in 2021, with more than 8 in 10 of the youth using flavored e-cigarettes. Man, that's pretty sad. Not gonna lie there, because again, they don't know exactly the chemicals that are in it. They don't know exactly. It's definitely going to have, similar effects as far as the toxins that are going into your body as, a traditional cigarette, because it's akin to a traditional cigarette. But a lot of people say, oh, no, it's better for you, which right now research suggests that it is better for you, but it's still bad for you.
Yeah.
Right. And they'll say, oh, you don't smell. And it's like, yeah, but it's like you're smoking through a USB pipe, like it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. And so we want to know what you think. Is vaping the new crack epidemic? I'm not so sure about that. Let's get into our points.
I would also agree. I would say no, probably not, but it does show how we should check what makes us tweak in life when we are without it. So for some people, it's the vapes. Other people, it's lust. For other people, it's food. We should be free of strongholds that prevent us from being of sound mind. So I think that's a good take that we can take away from these addiction talk that we just had.
Amen. No, I would definitely agree. My point is, no, I don't believe it is as bad as the crack epidemic, but it is still a problem. I mean, just like e-cigarettes aren't as bad as traditional cigarettes, but it's still a problem. Anytime you have to replace supplementing a drug with another supplement, you are in danger. People must do their research and consider the consequences before they engage in this practice. And so, yeah, anytime that you have something that's bad for you and you replace it with something else that's still not good for you, well, then you're not really getting to the heart of your actual issue. And the actual issue generally is you're addicted to something, either the nicotine or, just something in your mouth or whatever. I mean, and that could stem from, other things, personal experiences that have happened in your life as well. We got a comment from T-Mac, thank you for being a faithful viewer. Vaping is the same as a cigarette. Both are addictive.
Gary.
I like it, and thank you for your comment. Yeah, I mean, they're both bad for you. We just gave you some Johns Hopkins, data in an article, and we want to know what you think. Is vaping the new crack epidemic? Leave that down in the comment section below. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of A Quality Pod. Who told you to do that? Have you answered that question yet? I don't know, but we will see you on Saturday.
Like